When I was 27 years old, I left a very demanding job in management consulting for a job that was even more demanding, teaching. I went to teach 7th grader math in the New York City public schools. And like any teacher, I made quizzes and tests. I gave home assignments. When the work came back, I calculated grades. What struck me was that IQ was not the only difference between my best and my worst student. Some of my strongest performers did not have stratospheric IQ score. Some of my smartest kids weren't doing so well. And that got me thinking. The kind of thing you need to learn in 7th grade math sure the hard. Ratio decimal, the area of parallelogram, but these concepts are not impossible. And I was firmly convinced that every one of my students could learn the material if they worked hard long enough. After several more years of teaching, I can go to the conclusion that what we need in education is a much better understanding of student and learning from a motivational perspective, from a psychological perspective. In education, the one thing we know how to measure best is IQ. But what if doing well in school and in life depends on much more than your ability to learn quickly and easily? So I left the classroom and I went to graduate school to become a psychologist. I started studying kids and adults in all kinds of super challenging settings. And in every study, my question was, who was successful here and why? My research team and I went to West Point Military Academy. We tried to predict which cadets would stay in military training and which would drop out. We went to the National Spelling Bee and tried to predict which children would advance farthest in competition. We studied rookie teachers working in really touch neighborhood, asking what teachers are still gonna be here in teaching by the end of a school year, and also who will be the most effective at improving learning outcome for our students. We partner with private company asking which of these people is going to keep their job and who's going to earn the money. In a very different context, one characteristic emerged as a significant predictor of success, and this wasn't social intelligence, it wasn't good looks, physical health, and it wasn't IQ. It was grit. Grit is passion and perseverance for very long-term goals. Grit is having stamina. Grit is sticking with your future, day in, day out, not just for the week, not just for the month, but for the years, and working really hard to make the future reality. Grit is living life as a matter of spirit. A few years ago, I started studying grit in the Chicago public schools. I asked thousands of high school juniors to take grit questionnaire and then waited around more than you to see who would graduate. Turns out that gritted kids were significantly more likely to graduate. Even when I matched them on every characteristic I could measure, things like family income, standard achievement test score, even how safe kids felt when they were at school. So it's not just West Point or the National Spelling Bee that grit matter, it's also in school, especially for kids at risk for dropping out. To me, the most shocking thing about grit is how little we know, how little science knows about building it. Every day, parents and teachers ask me, how do I build grit in kids? What do I do to teach kids a solid work ethic? How do I keep them motivated for the long run? And the honest answer is, I don't know. What do I know that talent doesn't make you great? Our data show very clearly that there are many individuals who simply do not follow through on their commitment. In fact, our data, grit is usually unrelated or inversely related to measure of talent. So far, the best thing I've heard about building grit in kids is something called growth mindset. This is idea developed at Stanford University by Carol Drake, and this is the belief that the ability to learn is not fixed, that it can change with the effort. Dr. Drake has shown that when kids read and learn about rain and how it's changed and grows in response to challenge, they're much more likely to persevere when they fail because they don't believe that failure is a permanent condition. So from my side, it's a great idea for being correct, but we need more, and that's where gonna because that where we are. That's the word that stand for before. We need to take our best idea, our strong intuition, and we need to test them. We need to measure where we've been successful, and we have to be willing to fail, to be wrong, to start over again with lesson learned. In other words, we need to be gritty about getting our kid grittier. Thank you.